play. Not just perfect, she's truly perfect.
Took off a couple. He's still got it. Cover the spiders.
And that is the critical one. There is your championship.
Ready, what's that?
She got two little horns and they give me a little
Welcome to round 2 of the Netball SA Premier League competition. We're here at Priceline Stadium and lining up is Newton Jaguars against Metro Jets. My name is Alicia Willis and here beside me is Tamsin.
Hey!
We are both players from Newton Jags.
And this event is proudly sponsored by by Spacequakes Sports. Apologies for my language. It's been a long week. Just into the lead up to the match, there's a lot of players that have experience in the Jets side, but also a lot of young people coming into it. And on the Jag side, we have a lot of experience and a lot of people that have played for Jags in the past that have come back as well, which will be a really, really good start. And they've had a bit of a change up in their lineup as well.
They have.
Yeah, so their centre, Mez, has gone to the bench and they've brought on their co-captain, Rachel, into centre and moved their other co-captain into wing defence and shifted Demi, who usually starts in resis, into goalkeeper.
Yeah, and they've also brought on Jazz, who's quite a young player. Yeah. And last week was her first Premier League game.
Yeah, and she had a really good game too, I thought.
She did. She was named Player of the Week out at Jags.
Yeah.
So it's pretty exciting for the young player.
She's got a very good future ahead of her, and I think that with the girls around her, she's got a good support.
Definitely.
Jets have a very strong keeper. She's really on the body as well. They have an experience in the wing defence side as well with Lucia Fulter.
Yeah, a couple of these girls actually played under Jim Haldane, who is the Newton Jaguars coach.
So it'll be interesting to see the matchups between the Newton Jags and the Western Jets.
It should be a good game.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for the start of the match. Jags seem to have won the centre pass. We also have Alice, who used to be Alice Mert, in centre, who's extremely talented. We have BJ, who's just got it, who's the goal shooter, into the pocket to the centre. Goal attack is now fighting for the ball with the tip.
Almost a turnover for Jets.
A rebound, fighting for goalkeeper.
A good fight by
it
goal attack.
Yeah, good fight
from Jags.
Goalkeeper out of position now, top of the circle.
Do you reckon she'll shoot it or pass it off?
Well, positioning of the players, I think she'll pass it off. Yeah, top of the circle. Goal shooter's got it mid-range.
A little bit close, I would have thought. Yeah.
With a good shot in as well. Now we go through. Good drive to the wing attack. Top of the circle to the centre, all the way through to the pocket to the wing attack.
Some great defence by goalkeeper.
Yeah, coming around the body. The goal shooter's holding really nicely as well, but as you can see, the defenders have realised that she's doing that.
Quite an agile pair in the circle there at Jags.
They are. Oh, that was really good front positioning, unfortunate for that. But yes, it was a fair contest as well.
Probably wasn't the best pass from the top of the circle. But
good shot from the goal shooter. Now on to Jag's centre pass. Goal attack got the ball with the wing attack. Attacking the ball with goalkeeper coming out, trying to get an intercept with a call of contact.
Bit of a risky
I would say
move.
It's what we call an error, a hospital pass. With the goal shooter getting the shot in. Alice, the centre, taking it for Jets, passing it to wing attack through to the centre.
Some really good pressure from Jags.
There is, with an intercept from Willis in goal defence through to the centre and wing attack.
It's actually my sister.
And wing attack getting the ball. The wing attack and goal shooters, so Brooke and BJ for Jags, actually have a really good working relationship on court, and they make a lot of connections. So for Jets, if they can stop that, they'll really block off that connection.
It was now a bit of an unlucky throw in for Jets.
Throw in for Jets. Centre for Jets got the ball down the court with the wing attack. The drive from, held ball. Oh, I thought that was good pressure, but I thought it was a pretty short ball.
It was a bit whistle happy.
What have you thought of the umpiring so far?
Just this game, or
In general, from round 1 to this one. Goal defence gets a rebound for
the
Western
umpires
Jets.
generally take a lot of control over the game, and there's quite a bit of conflict
Yeah.
with some of the calls that are made.
Goal shooter gets the ball with a contact call on goalkeeper.
I think
and
the
a
umpires
shot.
are definitely an improvement on last season,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
that's good.
I know they've
Good
been
start.
going through some new training.
Jags getting the centre pass. There's also a connection always through I've noticed with Jags, obviously they're my team, but a connection from wing attack to goal shooter off of our centre pass.
Yep.
There's a lot of body on body.
Miss the shot.
They do tend to miss the shots, and that's something I think Jags can improve on is the accuracy. But
Yeah, definitely.
also getting into the circle is a good idea as well.
Yep.
Wing attack getting the ball back to centre in the Jets campaign.
Goalkeeper standing out at the top of the
Yeah.
circle.
Pass off to goal shooter on the base. It's a really good hold as well. She's got a good strong body, the goal shooter.
She's missed the shot.
Rebound from the goal defence with a pass off to wing defence Scriven, who usually plays in goal defence and wing defence. Passes back.
They seem to be struggling to move it
Yeah.
down from the defensive
end over from the goal to the centre third.
Yeah, there's a
Wing attack's got the ball now to the top of the circle to the centre in Jags to
It's
a
a
nice
great
pass.
pass.
There's an excellent pass through to the goal shooter. Stand out for the goalkeeper with obstruction and a shot. So the score now is 4 to Newton Jags and 2 to Metro Jets, with Jags taking the centre pass to the goal attack, to the wing attack, and through to
and an open goal. Unlucky.
that was very unlucky. It was a really right idea, right play. There's now time being called and a switch being played. Now, do you think that's being tactical?
I would say so.
I would say so too.
She is holding her nose on.
She
She may have got a knock.
might knock
but,
to the face and maybe just needs a reset as well. The centre getting the ball down the court, wing attack for Jets.
Their goal defence, Elise Taylor, who's come on, I would have expected her to have been the starting goal defence anyway, so it was a bit of a shock to me that she wasn't on.
So Jags have just got a turnover in the goal third, with wing defence got them. Yep. Right, with a contact call on the Jets player. There is a lot of whistle in this game, but I think that's also to get control in the first quarter to say what they want out of the players. Wing attack's got the ball for Jags. Another obstruction called.
There's been a couple of those.
They have, yeah. But he's also got quite a few fair contests going on as well, just there as well with the wing defence coming through.
Yep.
It's nice to see, isn't it?
It is nice.
I miss those ones.
Especially me being a wing defence myself.
Yeah.
We do find it hard to get around and
Especially
get those
wing
clean
defences as well.
touches, clean intercepts.
Always getting that call. Sometimes goal shooter for Jags getting the ball with an air ball. That would be a fine in our party,
I
wouldn't
think it was a bit of a slap on the arm there.
Okay. With a call back and a contact, we'll accept that one. Jets centre pass given to the goal attack with a ball to the pocket, which was just, I think, a miscommunication. And now it's the Jags throw-in to the wing defence, all the way through to the centre, given to goal defence, wing attack, goal shooter, back to the centre at the top of the
circle, free pass.
Yes.
And a nice pass over the top to the goal shooter.
Which is what you
BJ
want.
should shoot this.
Yeah.
She's missed.
With a rebound.
Nice rebound. She's tapped it to the goal attack, Jazz.
Rebound, Western Jets. It's really good to see a centre get a ball at the top of the circle, because they have many options to then pass the ball.
I think that'll be a really big letdown for Jags today, is the shooting accuracy.
Yeah, if they don't pick that up, because there's a lot of turnover throughout the whole court as well, not just in the defensive third, but throughout the third
They
from
tend
Jags.
to get the ball there a lot though, and it's usually where they tend to let go.
Good fight between the goalkeeper and the goal shooter for a low ball, with the goalkeeper coming off second best.
Good pass over the top.
Goal attack got the ball with a shot and good accuracy. And that's one thing Jazz has for a young player. She's actually quite steady.
Quite composed.
Yeah,
she is.
With her centre pass. I don't think she puts on a face of not being put under too much pressure in situations like this, which is really
and
good.
it is quite a high pressure situation being out there.
Yeah, it is. Oh, and the goal shooter holding her body strong, with the goalkeeper getting called for contact.
Both two very strong players down there in the circle.
They are very strong players.
It's a good matchup, I'd say.
It is. And that body on a goal shooter can get in their head, and I think that's partly what's happening at this moment
with
in time.
her goals.
Yeah. That's a clean come around as well from the goal defence, just tapping the ball out of court with the Jags throw in.
That's one of the things I admire about Elise is how
she's very
she's
very clean, and you can actually see it's clean too. It's not for the body, it's definitely for the ball. Jazz holding the body strong with the slip through the legs, and goal defence getting the ball for Jets with the tap in from wing defence going to the Jags. Centre getting the ball. Goal defence on the transverse line, pass back to the wing attack.
She's lucky
to the
she's a bit,
she was a bit
unsteady there.
Yeah. Goal attack.
A nice
passes.
pass there.
Yeah, that was a great connection to the base to goal shooter with a nice shot for the goal shooter, which should bring her confidence up.
Jags seem to have had a really great
good
start. Even though they missed a couple goals, but they are really shutting Jets down in the goal circle down here.
The good thing is, though, that you see from Western Jets' side is that they're bringing the ball down quite cleanly, and then there's a lot of pressure in the circle as well. But I think that's also partly the pressure that's coming down from the court as well. Goalkeeper just got an intercept off of the goal shooter. It was absolutely sensational. And then we have the goal defence drive, and that's one thing that I think Jags can utilise a little bit more, is that drive down court, which they have from the defenders, which is really excellent.
Yep.
And they've been, I can see that that's opening the court up a lot more this week than it was last week.
Yep, they seem to get it down there quite quickly from one end to the other, without an error really until it got to the circle. It was a bit of a fumble from the Jags. Shooters throw in now for Western Jets. Maybe a lack of communication there, Tamsin.
Yes, we always talk about communication, don't we?
It's a big thing.
It definitely is a big thing in all sports. Good. It was an overpass with the wing defence getting a touch.
And great talk down in the defence end though.
Yeah, you can definitely hear the talk on court, and I think that's from both teams as well. But it's really intimidating when a team is on fire and talking.
Just need to pick it up down in the goal.
Another time has been called, and now the goalkeeper is switching to the original goal defence from what I can understand.
Yeah, so the goal defence who went off before is coming on at goalkeeper.
So obviously there must be some rattling of some feathers and they needed to change something. Oh, yep. So there was a bit of tension on court with the contact call. I think all is fair in love and war.
It's hard for me not to call out from the sideline.
A ball given to the goal shooter with a good shot that will lift BJ's confidence. And I think sometimes that also builds a shooter's confidence when a player is swapped quite a few times as well on them, because that obviously plays in their mind that they're beating their player.
So Jags have had a bit of a run, and they've just had another centre pass.
So the score is now 8-2 Jags way, and we have the shooter getting the ball outside the circle with a centre towards the side, trying to get a step-on pass with the centre from Jets getting the ball through to the goal attack, wing attack, goal shooter outside of the circle, goalkeeper and goal defence covering that shooter really nicely inside the circle, contact on wing defence outside, contact call for goalkeeper. It's really hard to get those balls coming around, and I think sometimes that body positioning as well, all in a split second. Goal shooter gets that shot, so now it's 4-8 Metro Jets centre pass. Wing attack getting the ball. The wing attack and the centre do get a play on together. Yeah, they do work quite well together, getting the ball on the circle. Yeah, Alice has got the centre has now got the ball at the top of the circle, which is now being moved inside the circle because of contact from goalkeeper. It's been a missed shot with a lot of hands in there, just no pulling in. Goal shooter lucky to get the ball near the post and up for a shot. It's nice to see how hungry they all are. When there's a loose ball, a lot of them dove at that then, which is good to see. Wing attack with the ball in her hands, giving it back to the centre with the play on. Bit of hesitating with the passing. There is a little bit, isn't there? Yeah, goal shooter with the ball. With a shot in. That's a nice clean shot. She seems to have built her confidence up, the goal shooter BJ. Maybe her goalkeeper going off has a bit of a boost of confidence for her. And maybe that particular player, goal shooter, being called for contact. As a defender myself, I love that call. You don't hear it a lot. No, you don't get it often, but when you do, you love it. And you really want your team to score of it. So that would be a bit of a sucky situation, but these things happen, unfortunately. Goal shooter's got the ball at the top of the circle with the goal defence playing for Western Jets, helping them out on the side.
pretty unlucky turnover.
Yeah, and I think in those
Jags
situations you get really excited as a side, and you sometimes throw the ball away
Yeah.
because you just want to get it
a bit
down
eager
to
to
your
get
side.
it down and throw silly passes.
Yeah. Goal shooter's got the ball now in a good position in probably her shooting range, I would say. Goal defence getting called for obstruction. And a great shot. Jags centre pass. It's actually a good competition, this game. It's really, really good.
It is.
Yeah.
It should be good. A good even match up the entire game.
It has been, and it's just you hope that. I mean, for us being Jags girls, we hope that that our girls can keep this up for the rest of the game. And knowing our last half of last game was really good.
Unlucky miss.
That we can keep it.
BJ goal shooter.
And now this is where the defensive pressure, stopping that ball and slowing it down, is really essential.
Or stepping call
call
against Jets. So.
Yeah, just by the centre circle. Wing attack got the ball with the goal shooter passing off with an obstruction call for the goalkeeper outside. Now this is a really good position for Jags to be in with a 2-on-1 situation in the circle.
Definitely. Hopefully they make the most of this.
The good thing about the wing defence and her positioning is that Lucia Fulter wing defence on, lucky for her, she's got really long arms for a defensive wing defence player.
She's very agile.
She's very, very
agile.
And
a great shot by a goal attack.
She's got such a wonderful future ahead of her.
She does.
Contact on wing defence. There's a lot of holding calls being called. The goal shooter holding in front of the goalkeeper, getting the pass with a nice rebound as well.
We've got just over a minute left of this quarter.
With 10 to Jags and 5 to Jets.
I think 10-6 now. With Jags centre pass. So hopefully they
are now aiming at stopping the goal attack. They know that she's quite a strong player. There's a bit of a miscommunication, but the wing defence was able to get it back for Jags, and BJ has a shot with another shot chance.
Lucky
that one. Very lucky. Another opportunity too.
Bouncing off the back of the ring there.
So as a coach, you would probably say to, I know that the shooters in Jags have been talking about the way that their hands are
the shot
held.
pocket.
Yeah, their shot pocket. I think maybe she needs to focus on her shot pocket a bit more. Not that I know anything about it. Oh, great work, second and third efforts from the goalkeeper in Jags. Unfortunate for the Jags centre getting a contact call
there, I'd
Wing
say.
attack for Jets has the ball now, getting it to...
I think Demi, goalkeeper at Jags, has had a great start to the game.
Definitely, and a great start to the season as well. She works so hard on and off the field in her studies as well as for her sport, so it's really great to see her succeed.
About 10 seconds before we go into the
And it's a nice big push, and it's a Jags throw-in with 4 seconds to go. Oh, now 3.8 on the clock. Go with a holding time.
Hopefully get a quick one here.
And
a silly pass there.
In that situation, I would have gone for the shot, but that's unfortunate. A good start for Jags with 11 goals and Jets at 7. So a wonderful, wonderful start for Newton Jags.
Yeah, and we've actually got Tani coming over to join us to give a bit of...
Tani is a player for Jags and who's also a goal shooter who's currently injured, so she might give us some information around what's happening at the moment and what's happening around the coaching staff and what they're thinking. So what's happening at the moment, Tani? What are they saying with the coaching staff?
From my own perspective, I feel like the Jags are putting up a few more scoring shots than what Jets are, but we're just not converting. We just need to get a bit better at converting, and even coming down the court, our defenders are getting their hands on a lot of touches, and I feel like our mid-court and goalie end are just letting us down a little bit. We're still staying strong, we're still winning, but...
when it comes down to the point when they're starting to turn over more ball, we need those opportunities to be converted.
We definitely need that opportunity. But yeah, the goalies aren't doing too bad. Their goal attack hasn't actually scored yet. She's missed one. And
that is amazing.
And that's Terry Schubert, and she's one of their captains, so I'm a bit surprised about that. She's normally quite accurate and confident, but I think our defenders are getting their hands on too many goals.
And that's part of what the focus has been, is also that one-on-one, and I think the girls are sticking to that. I think last week in the game, Jags kind of steered away from what was spoken in the rooms, but today. They're really sticking to the structure that Jim spoke to them about in the rooms, which is really good to see, and it's converting on court, so that's awesome.
Yeah, they're definitely playing as a team, and I think the lineup is working really well as well.
Yeah.
Having Scriv out there in wing defence is
Yes.
having that strong body in there.
And that presence as well, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. Just having that, you know, very strong defence lineup, I think is working really well for us. Taylor Willis is getting her hands to so many touches. She's just on tonight, isn't she? She's doing amazing.
And I like that Rachel's getting our centre, getting the ball on the top of the circle, which is really opening it up for the shooters as well. They can actually drive either way rather than being, you know, limited in their options too. Do you like that as a shooter, having your centre court at the top of the circle?
Yeah, it just gives you that option of being fed to either side of the circle, whereas if the centre's down in the pocket, you know, there's only that one sort of spot
and
to
the
drive
angle's really hard as well.
Yeah, it's very hard as a shooter, but no, the feeding into the circle is really good. I think what's her name? Jazz. I feel like Jazz. Jazz Reid, our goal attack. She needs to get into the game a little bit more. I think BJ's put up quite a few shots now, so I think she needs to. Hopefully, she's warmed up now after that first quarter and can start getting into it a bit more in the second quarter.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Tani.
No worries.
It's been awesome. It's interesting how we thought Jazz is doing really well, but from a shooter's perspective, seeing that she probably needs
just the fact that she's not putting up as many shots as the goal shooter. I mean,
my perspective of that is generally a goal attack is more of the feeder to the goal shooter, but I guess in the role of what obviously our girls in Jags is that they need to do more than just be that. They need to shoot as well.
Yep, absolutely.
So it's 11-8. We missed a centre pass with our talking. Sorry.
Kind of get carried away.
Yeah, we do. Goalkeepers in Jets is coming out for a lot more balls, and the goal defence is getting a lot of tips as well. Jazz has passed out to the pocket, and
a bit stagnant there in the goal circle.
Jazz
not a
had
lot of
bit
movement.
Yeah. BJ putting up the shot though and getting it converted to
just rolling over to the ring.
Yes. Wing attack getting the centre pass for Jets. Have there been any changes made? From what I see, they've kept it from the changes that they made in the timeout. The goal shooter for Jets getting the ball in her range and shooting with an air ball
over the top of the ring.
I think they've really got into her. Yeah, I think they've really gotten into her head a little bit.
Absolutely, I think Demi is quite a composed player.
Just to rush into that, I think sometimes we get a turnover, as in Jags, and we rush the ball down a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
So now it's Jets in the goal third,
who seem to take their time down a little bit better.
They do. They're slowing their transition down a little bit. They're not rushing it a little bit as much as Jags do. I should be more even in my talking. We
are a part of.
Yeah, we are a part of Jags.
Unfortunately, no one from Jets wanted to come up here and commentate with us.
The goal attack just got her first goal, so that will be her first goal for the match. And Jazz getting a baseline with a clean shot. And now we have a Jets centre pass. The score is 13 to Jags and 9 to Jets. Alice Mert is such a fit player as well. She's also a mother to a toddler, I would say now, and she's still as fit as ever. It's just quite inspirational. She always works hard.
Yep.
Goal shooter's got the ball with a contact call against the Jags goalkeeper.
It's unfortunate, so close to the goal
line. And the goal attack taking the shot with the goal conversion. It's now a 3-goal lead to Jags. Centre taking it, giving it to the goal attack. They are blocking it up more, Jets, in that centre court phase near the ring. So
Jazz is definitely hesitating a lot with her passes when she gets the ball. She's got an option right in front of her and she's not giving
I wonder
it
what was
away.
said in the break. Maybe it was about looking at the options, maybe looking for the right option. Sometimes when
possibly,
you're
but
told
I feel like
to look
she
at the right
was hesitating in the first quarter as well, so it hasn't seemed to have
Demi going
improved
for the first ball. Taylor getting a
great
touch
tip
with
by Taylor Willis.
The one thing I like about our goalkeeper, and also Taylor, but our goalkeeper, is that she goes to the first ball every time and is able to recover really quickly, which is a really good aspect of a defender.
Yeah.
the goal attack for Jets getting that ball in, which is probably, I think, his second or third goal for the game. Jazz getting the ball, the goal attack, passing to the goal shooter from the wing
Seems to be
attack.
struggling a little bit.
Yeah, I think the
little bit
defensive
more
game
down
has
there.
been
Yeah, it
picked
definitely
up
has
by
been
the
picked
Jets.
up.
They're being a little bit more tight one-on-one.
I think
goal
because we've
shooter's
got
the ball.
two quite quick goalies.
And they've now matched them quite fairly with two fast, more agile defenders as well.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of a tap on the arm there while she's trying to have a shot.
But I think that was you need to stand out to the goalkeeper, because I think she wasn't standing out and being out of play enough. It's a missed goal, so it's an opportunity for Jets to get another turnover. Pass to the wing defence. Back to the goalkeeper with the centre coming through, but giving it to the goal defence with a 2-on-1. The goal attack.
Goal attack standing out for contact.
Yes. The centre getting... So Alice Mert does get a lot of the ball. The centre does have a lot of impact in the play for Jets. So if they can really
throw in for
Jags, if they can really close down Alice in that centre third on the transitions, they, I think, will be they'll have a lot more opportunity to bring the ball down. Sorry, that was a very interesting play.
Yeah, it was.
I think that's part of where...
It's clenching my teeth.
Yeah. You are half talk and pause at the same time, Jamson. Talking third person as well. Goal shooter gets the ball. Passes back to the wing attack at the top of the circle with the goal shooter holding really well. Goalkeeper trying to come around, and I think the umpire's noticing that with her arms coming through, getting called for contact.
If BJ was
with a good shot, that's a confidence shot as well. That will bring her confidence up right through the game,
which is what we need from a goal shooter.
Yeah, and especially BJ, knowing her as a teammate, she builds her confidence with good shots.
Yep.
So
absolutely,
like most shooters do. The goal attack's got the
looks like
ball.
She wants to pass it off there.
Yeah, and she goes for it with a miss, and the goal shooter picks up the scraps with the goal attack, going for it.
It'll be another pass.
Mid-range with a pass off, with the Jags picking it up. Goal defence with a contact call against the centre.
Hopefully they can settle here.
And this is where Jags do need to settle. I would say it was probably a risky pass where the goal attack had a really good fair contest, but unluckily called for a contact. I think it was a fair contest. Wouldn't say it was the right ball to pass.
Yeah, no, it was a pretty silly pass there.
But there was only one option.
Yeah,
and that's one thing I think Jags talk about, is that there's only one option sometimes, and
there needs to be multiple to every ball. Yep,
and that's something that is well.
And you can see it's just there, you know, both the shooters standing together, and the wing attack's just not sure where to put it.
Yeah. And it's something that's being tried to be instilled in the club, and I think that's something that's in progress.
Yep,
because you see it in patches of you see it in patches of
shot
play.
By the goal shooter at Jags
with a turnover from Western Jets, with a 2-on-1. Jags almost getting a turnover. Goal defence getting the ball at the transverse line, passing to the goal shooter with a risky pass, and now a throw in to Jags. So this is where there needs to be the two options, and now Willis, the goal defence, has got it, which is, you see, there was a one option there to me, which was only the wing defence, which was Scriven, and then no one coming back.
A lot of sloppy passes, I think, from both teams.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit messy on both
trying
sides.
To force it in the circle a bit.
And that might also be a reflection on how hard they're both working.
Yeah.
They're actually both sides are getting tired.
Quite, yeah.
The score is now 16-11 Jags way, with a Jags centre pass.
Got 7.5 minutes to go left, so halfway through the quarter.
And there was a call,
a stepping call.
Oh,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Stepping in the circle. It was called.
Yep. Was there any calls that made that last year with Rachel and stepping at all in the circle?
She actually hasn't played a lot of centre.
See, I like her in centre.
Yeah, me too. I think she is a great defence. She has a great defensive game.
Getting a good tip. Yeah. I actually think that Rachel in Jags as centre works really, really well.
It does, and I think even though her and Brooke, the wing attack, haven't played a lot of centre wing attack together, they communicate well, and I think with a bit of practice, they'll be a great team up in there.
There's a lot of missed shots in the Jets.
And a great fight for the rebound by Taylor Willis, and a follow-up by her teammates.
Yeah, and now with hopefully the reward of a conversion to a goal. With the wing attack popping out, with a nice give to Jazz, and a good Good give to the goal shooter who didn't get it, but now being drawn back for a
I think
contact
she
on the wing
stopped
defence.
going for it because there was a call.
Good call,
Lucky
yeah.
there.
They are playing one-on-one and very tight defence, and I think that's also really good for the Jags girls because they're used to that one-on-one pressure at trainings, because that's something that we try and work on.
Oh, that was unlucky. I didn't think that bounced out there.
So call given that her foot was out of court when she had the ball. So
It did look like the ball bounced.
Oh, okay. So
I think that was what the call was.
fair enough. So it's a Western Jets ball with a contact on wing attack for Jags. Wing defence getting the ball for Jets, with the centre
Replay.
fumbling and replaying the ball.
It's a good call by the umpire.
Yeah, it was a very good call. We'll give credit where it's due.
Yeah, definitely.
And we have Jazz getting the ball, passing across the
There's a bit of a
circle
swing
to wing
there.
attack. Yeah, and that was really good. I think that opened up the court a lot better.
Contact call in the circle
Yeah.
there against the, is that the goal defence?
Yeah, that's the goal defence.
Yep.
Goal defence and the goalkeeper have similar builds, so it's really hard sometimes to
do.
tell who's
And a
who.
nice shot by
It's
goal
a very
attack.
clean shot, and that's one thing Jazz does have. She does have a really clean shot, which is nice.
Yep. The thing is, when she's off,
Great intercept by Willis in goal defence, given back to
hopefully they can utilise this.
centre
They
on the
need
wing
more
defence.
options coming towards the ball, and they've just been done for holding the ball.
was that a held ball?
Held ball. Sorry, I'm talking football terms here. I've been playing football for the last 10 weeks.
Leash is a very, very, very good football player as well. So it's SANFL, don't you? You play like that type of...
SANFLW,
Yeah, so...
all the football
Cross
terms.
codes.
Yeah. I did find that when I first went out to footy, I was using all the netball terms, and they were all like,
goal
what are you
shooter
trying
went
to
for
say?
the ball and gets the rebound. Unlucky for the Jags girls, because that was such a game change. It's like kind of like, that intercept that really changes the mood as well.
Yeah.
It's just something that I think the girls needed to just lift their spirits, because I
Yeah.
think everyone's just getting really tired and you just needed that energy booster.
So it was lucky it wasn't that centre pass that they had lost.
Yes, that is good. With the goalkeeper for Jets actually getting an intercept.
Really
with
nice
the,
intercept
yeah, it was.
and contact call against the goal shooter, and held ball
Oh,
now.
another held ball. They're calling a lot tonight.
They are.
I'm not sure if they are necessarily held balls, because I'm talking a lot, so I'm not really sure whether they are. Centre getting the ball.
It's definitely
with the
interesting
give and
doing
go.
this commentating gig. It's not something I've ever done before, so
Yes, neither. Can you tell?
I'm sure anyone who's listening can definitely tell.
The goal shooter getting the contact call from the goalkeeper and taking a nice deep breath before she passes off
nice
to
pass.
her goal attack. Who
She's
gets a
quite
nice
good,
clean shot.
BJ, at making it look like she is going to take that shot
Yeah.
and then giving the pass off, because the goal defence has got no idea she
Yeah.
does want to pass it off. So
Wing attack from Jets getting the centre pass, and then the centre trying to give it off with a little bit of an overthrow.
Jags just need to settle here if they want to work it down to that goal end without a silly pass.
Because although they may be winning, I guess you do want to convert as many as you can to just keep that stable and to get that lead as big as you possibly can to really
and
cement it as well.
Call against the goalkeeper.
With the centre taking it. So now it's a 2-on-1 situation with both attackers in the circle and one defender, which is probably the best situation you want to be in.
They've advanced the ball on the wing defence, I believe.
Was that because she was
For
talking?
deliberate obstruction.
A deliberate obstruction.
Yeah.
I do
Well,
get that.
I think I couldn't actually hear from up
Yeah.
here, but I think that's what the call was.
Goal attack from Jags getting the centre pass with a throw-in now with a missed pass to the wing attack.
I think the wing attack thought that it may have been tipped by the
touched,
Jets
yeah.
player.
With the Jets now it's actually a lot harder for the Jets now that they've...
Jags are putting a lot of nice pressure
through that
on
middle passage as
the
well.
whole way down the...
I
was going to say down the field.
Centre getting the ball, giving it to the goal attack, who gives a nice clean ball to the goal shooter, who's in range and
She
misses.
misses.
She's actually been missing a few of those shots, actually, which I think is...
Lucky she got the rebound
She did,
and contact call against the goalkeeper.
An obstruction, 2 out, and a shot to finish off. So the score is 19-14, and we, as in Jags, lost the centre pass on that one, with Jets winning.
So Jets centre pass
That
now.
one, yep. With the wing attack now getting the ball through to the centre, and now to the shooter.
Oh, that was good pass there.
And a contact call on the goal defence just on her landing. with a nice shot through with the goal
I think
shooter.
she's trying to count the 3 seconds out and
Yeah.
then blocking, and she
'Cause
might be a
I
little
think-
bit early on
I think the
that.
3 seconds are a little bit shorter tonight, so I think she's trying to get that
I think the 3 seconds is definitely open to everyone's
interpretation.
interpretation.
And I think it's really essential that Jags score this to keep. Yeah, it was offside by centre Jags.
Unfortunate there.
It was
It
a lot of
looked like a bit of a
pressure.
contact.
Yeah, and this is where I think the pressure needs to start from Jags to really stop this one from being converted. Wing
Yep,
attack gets
definitely.
the ball through to the goal attack. Goal shooter in front with some pressure
unlucky.
from the goal defence. But I think you're always unlucky if you're behind as a goalkeeper and you try and attack the ball from behind. No matter if it's clean or not, you're
Yep.
going to get that contact call,
Absolutely.
unfortunately. Goal shooter in a prime position to shoot and gets the conversion. And now the
About
score
a minute
is...
or just under a minute left. And
Score
Jets centre
is
pass.
19-15, and the goal attack has passed off to wing attack to the goal shooter with the centre in the pocket, passing to the baseline
Nice.
with a good touch.
Good tip.
Touch,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, good touch from
40
Demi.
seconds left, and Jets will have a throw in just inside the circle.
And there has actually been a shortening in the gap now with Jets winning those last few balls over and converting them as well. A contact call at the top of the circle from the Jags centre with the goal attack taking at the top with a shot and a miss, and the Jets getting the scraps of the ball with another shot, and the rebound, the goal shooter taking it with a contact call.
She seems to be quite
from
off
the goalkeeper.
the goal attack, which is really, it is quite interesting to me
Yeah.
because she usually
Another
is
missed
quite
shot
accurate.
with 8 seconds to go, and the goalkeeper for Jags having the ball with the goal defence getting it.
All they need
And-
to do is just keep possession for the
Yeah.
next couple of seconds and not
And they
get a
did.
score. They
Thankfully.
did. It's good to stop that last goal there.
Yeah, it is, thankfully. And it's the Jags centre pass next too, so that would be
I
great.
think we're going to roll into a break shortly.
Yes, and thanks to Space Quakers who are sponsoring this event as well. They're doing a great job. It's really nice to promote such quality sport as well that is in the community that I don't think is always recognised too. So
Definitely.
it looks absolutely fantastic.
Raise the roof! Alley-oop!
Starting to build a little bit of confidence going in the second half.
Get around it! Ball does very, very well. Finds it across! Brooke Appleyard will get the goal! It will come to Joyce. Joyce will go! Joyce will score!
Roger slides in and he's saved. This ball high, look at it. And this is hit opposite field. This is back. This is to the wall. He's trying to come over and diving catch, and he made it.
Yes, Max Gura, that's a big block. The crowd, oh, if that's not a fantastic play, nothing is here.
Goal scored!
Shot.
Fired and off the post and a rebound! It's put back in!
Indeed, second and goal. Hobbs knocking on the door. Here's a completed pass. Look for the end zone, and there is your championship.
Putting his foot down. Meredith comes across. Ball still free.
Oh my lord.
Smoking Joe will stay. Savage just down. Nathan will score.
By Sophie Hoyle, who lined out. Michaela just off the bag, and a diving play. She's not just perfect, she's truly perfect. Taking a play at the plate, and she leaps over Robinson. She's safe.
He's going to go all the way.
Ball coming back out. Adelaide University now snap kick off the right.
He needs help. Here's Personos. Surely he sees the goal and delivers a critical blow.
Welcome back to Priceline Stadium. We're just coming back from half-time of the Premier League Round 2, Newton Jags and Western Jets.
Yes, and Newton Jags are up 19-15 with a really exciting match. I think it's actually been a really good matchup against these two sides.
It has been, and it should be a really good last half, really good fight out to the end, I'd say.
There have been a few changes, or one that I can see distinctly with the goal attack in Jags, Renee Petrie coming on.
And also the goal shooter for Jets. She hasn't been on.
A nice try to be a nice connection with the Jags throwing on the base. So there's been two switches. So the goal shooter for Jets and the goal attack for Jags. Now Renee Petrie is from ACT, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
Yes, and she just recently got married, and a really, really great agile player.
Still very strong.
Very strong. Still trying to make a few connections and trying to build those connections with the girls, but has some great potential as well in this league.
Yeah, and I'm not actually familiar with the girl who's come on at Jets goal shooter.
Neither. So I'm interested to see how she plays.
The Jags goal shooter.
With the Western Jets getting the rebound and a contact call from shooter.
I think those two changes definitely due to...
the wing attack also. So,
yep. So Kimmy Hayden's come on at wing attack.
Kimmy Hayden is a very strong and fast player. A contact call against
an unlucky one,
Demi O'Brien in goalkeeper. Yes, the goal shooter seems to be a lot stronger in her physique as well, and she looks accurate as well. So
I wasn't so sure. I did see her practicing before coming into the quarter. So she didn't.
So I think that what Demi, the goalkeeper for Jags, needs to now do is just keep moving around the body so she doesn't get a good body position in the circle as a goal shooter. So she can't really get that good body position for the centre court to pass the ball into her. So now Jags centre pass with the centre getting the ball, passing through to the goal attack in the pocket with the nice...
Centre wing defence do look quite physical there. The centre wing attack for Jags seem to be struggling a little bit with the physicality of the game.
It's now...
I think they really need to adapt to it.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you just got to...
I didn't realise Mez has come on at wing defence.
So they've taken off Laura Scriven, is that correct?
I think that'd definitely be due to Kimmy Hayden coming on at wing attack. I think Jim's thought process there would have been...
the speed, I think.
A bit too fast maybe for Scriv. She's definitely a very strong physical player, but it's not as fast as...
and maybe you could see that coming, and Marina has played in wing defence for a while. That's an interesting call to see how that plays out. Nice roll from BJ, but the goalkeeper actually covering really, really well.
She is. I don't think they're going to be able to do any of those passes.
No, I think it's going to be.
Tonight.
I think it's just the hard work coming in front of the players, like BJ, the goal shooter, just has done with a nice shot and now Metro Jets centre pass. And so this is, I think, the turning point for both teams. They really need to work hard in getting these turnovers now. They always say the premiership quarter is the third quarter. So I think this is where they really need to work hard. And now Demi, as you can see, she is moving her feet more and moving around the body more and changing the position around the goal shooter with pressure over the centre, over the shot. So with a nice clean shot from the goal attack, who has come into the game a little bit more, but I think she's also just putting up a little bit more in the circle as well. Goal shooter with the ball passing with an obstruction call from the goalkeeper outside the circle.
Which is lucky because that goal defence got a nice tip to that pass there.
Yes. So now we've got a 2-on-1 again in the circle with the goal shooter getting the ball.
Really need to convert this here.
With the missed shot. Although
nice rebound,
Petrie
unlucky replay.
Getting a replay call.
Thought it was definitely uncontrolled.
Yes.
A great intercept by wing attack.
Wing attack getting a tip and then bring it back in with a nice pass to Petrie, who had unfortunately
was out of court.
They're putting a lot of pressure on their throw-ins, the attacking line for Jags, which is really, really what you want as well. Puts pressure for the whole court down, so that's nice to see. We now have
Jets trying to work the ball down into that goal circle.
Now, what do you think about the goalkeeper, Demi, on the goal shooter? Do you think that combination will work, or do you think?
I think Demi is definitely has the ability to match up well on her. I just think she needs to adapt to the change.
It's going to take time. I mean,
it would be different coming on up against a player who
Oh, and Taylor Willis getting a really good tip and bringing it in as well. So that's a turnover for Jags and a really good transition down court.
Hopefully they can settle it
with
now.
Petrie getting the ball outside the circle, goal attack now passing to the wing attack, back to the goal shooter who also got a contact call. Yeah, with the ball to Petrie.
Hopefully she converts this one.
And a nice shot. That was a really good conversion with now a Jags centre pass.
Didn't realise how much the Jets had pulled the score back. It's 22-20.
So it's a 2-goal difference, which is where the Jags need to convert everything they have the opportunity to, with the missed goal from the goal shooter and now the opportunity for Jets to be able to come back. Wing attack getting the ball. And that's one thing I do find
that was a very unlucky call there
from our wing defence, because the wing attacks seem to be quite free then. As a coach, I would make sure that, especially with the Kimmy Hayden, she is very, very fast.
Yeah,
you need to block her.
Move.
Yeah, you need to make sure that you need to make sure that she's stopped everything.
It's a different scenario when you call a switch with your centre wing defence.
And sometimes you make that mistake too, with Taylor getting a nice tip and her centre
She's having
being
a great
there.
game down there.
She really is, and the wing attack getting the ball on
and
top with the pass back to the goal shooter. It's really a physical contest in that circle, actually, isn't it?
Definitely. I think Brooke is really good at keeping her head, and she doesn't tend to give the silly passes over the top. She'll wait until she's got the right option.
She's really matured as a player. I played Jags quite a few years ago, and she was a development player training with us, and she really had quite a way to go, and she's come so far, and it's so beautiful to see her transition as a player. It's really lovely to see. She's there. She does fight for every ball, and that contest right there just shows it as well, with a nice give to BJ.
BJ's working around that circle really well, unfortunately just not converting those goals.
With another opportunity too, and a nice conversion. With the Jets centre pass, it's 24-21 Jags way. Goal attack getting the centre pass back to the goal defence, to the centre, and wing attack near the top of the circle, back to the goal attack. With the wing defence, Nez getting a tip, unfortunately a contact call. Demi, the goalkeeper, is calling a time, and now Scriven is coming on in goalkeeper, which I actually think is a good combination and a good setup. I'm not sure if that was something planned or not, but it doesn't seem like...
I think it would have been a planned switch there.
Yeah.
Demi may have pulled herself off, or she may have been...
And Demi's one of those players that would, if she knows that she's not performing, she's quite a selfish person, which is...
Especially if she knows there would be someone who would match up better than her.
And you don't see that very much anymore in team sports. A lot of people can be selfish.
Everybody just wants to be on the court.
And she's very much a team player, which is lovely.
And a great fight by BJ for that ball.
Has. And a great shot to finish it off. And now Western Jets centre pass.
It's 25-22 Jags way.
With the goal attack getting the centre pass, with a nice pocket ball to the wing attack. With the ball to the goal attack outside the circle.
Some great defence by Taylor.
And a stepping call to the goal attack. The one thing that Scriven now will bring onto the court is her presence. She is quite a strong defender, so she brings that presence onto the court. And when she's in front of a ball, I think people are afraid to pass over or around her, and so they tend to make errors, which might be that aspect that they need.
Yep, definitely.
The wing attack getting a contact call on the Jags wing defence.
Rach getting sucked into that pocket there, back at the centre for Jags.
Yes.
She's kind of out of that play there, wasn't really an option.
And luckily it was an offside call, with the wing attack passing to the goal attack and receiving it again, passing to the goal attack and a centre on top of the circle with a contact call from Western Jets. Oh, sorry, Metro Jets, my mistake. I'm used to their old name. A pass back to Jags and then back to goal shooter.
She should shoot this.
And that is BJ's zone.
Yeah.
You can definitely see she's really confident with that.
She's really great after she gets a contact call against her, where she has fought hard for the ball.
Yes, and you can see that confidence in the way that she shoots it as well. With Jags in the centre pass, but if they convert this will be a really good turning point for them in this quarter.
Absolutely.
They've called time as the ball's gone a little bit outside of the court. Yeah. The good thing you can see about the Metro Jets is that they're moving their feet a lot, so they're still wanting to put that pressure on, and they're not giving up, which...
There's a really nice pass over the top
to the goal
shooter.
And a nice conversion, and that really builds confidence for the defenders too, going into the Metro Jets.
Nearly an intercept by...
Oh, and Mez got a real... Oh,
that was
unlucky.
really unfortunate.
I feel like it was an unlucky call. She was, two hands to the ball. I think sometimes it also depends you where you are.
With the umpires. They've got complete control
and that's,
of the
I think,
game.
what comes to it as well. It's sometimes, you've got to respect with the call, and they go either way sometimes. Taylor Willis
a missed shot by the goal shooter
gets
and
a really
nice
good
rebound. Some really, like you were saying before, Laura does put on great pressure, and
sometimes that's all you need is that pressure and that
her player
presence.
tend to lose their head playing against her.
Yeah. And I think she also talks, and her and Willis are playing really well together as well, which is a good combination to have. And
I think that's one thing that Jags do have this year is they've got a lot of combinations that work.
That's what Jim was saying in the rooms as well. He's like, the good thing is that this team now has options, whereas in the past they haven't. And that's something to be proud of, and to know that you can be on the bench and know that that's not a bad thing.
Whoever comes on is going to do that job.
Yeah, it's an amazing thing to have that.
Had a great pass.
That was a really good pass. It was clean as well, and a contact call on the goalkeeper.
She definitely took advantage of the defenders not looking.
Yeah, she did, with the nice conversion at 28-22
with
Jags way.
4.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Petrie getting a nice centre pass, then to the centre and wing attack. With a nice roll from BJ, the goal shooter.
It's definitely one of her strong points.
It is. She's really great at rolling and losing her players. That was a really good confidence play as well from Jags. Metro Jets actually have a really good fast centre play as well. They get the ball straight into the circle and they play it as soon as possible.
Yeah, but I think Jags are adapting really well to
They really, really are, and they're on it. So it's really nice to see that as well. I think that was the hands before distance, do you think? Because I thought the distance, you never know.
Yeah.
All umpires are different as well.
Like I said before, it's open to the interpretation.
A nice take from BJ and a nice
great
drive.
pass in. I think that was really...
drives really well on the baseline, doesn't she? What were you going to say? Sorry.
I said just great eyes by Brooke. She just sees something that a lot of players wouldn't see.
And she's not afraid to give it, and I think that's a really good thing.
She has faith in her players.
She doesn't hesitate. Yeah.
Which is what you need on the court.
It's definitely what you need. And her defensive game is so awesome too.
It is.
She's everywhere. She just wants to get the ball.
She wants the ball, and you can tell.
That's what you want from a player, is you just want them to always have the ball. The goal shooter is actually doing quite well. She's got a strong body. She's definitely changed some parts of their game in that attacking line for Metro Jets.
Goals though, which is quite disappointing.
BJ driving nicely to the base and getting a good ball.
Out really there.
Really nicely. And now getting a good shot as well. So obviously her confidence is up and she's getting a nice ball. Wing attack for Metro Jets, getting the ball in the centre third.
I must say, I do feel bad that it's just the two of us up here, and there's no Jets player up here, because we are talking about Jags a lot.
Jags.
It's what we're familiar with.
Yeah, it is. But we are, I think, being fair and
trying
just,
to be.
Yeah. It was a good goal though from Jets there, and we now have a centre pass from Jags.
From getting it from the centre into
and that's what I mean. Sometimes they have a really good quick play as well.
Which Jags have just done
as well. So it was a
really nice
good comeback call. Alice Merck getting the centre pass to her wing attack, getting another give and go. So that's one strength of Alice's game. So she gets that pop back all the time. So utilising her quite a lot, which is putting a lot of responsibility on her too.
Yep.
Attempted rebound from the goal attack for Metro Jets, and now a throw in for Jags.
Looked like she was hoping to get the contact call there.
Yeah,
I didn't really think it was there.
Yeah, but there's no hoping in this game. And
just got to play to the whistle.
Jags getting the ball with a give to Petrie and a pocket ball to our centre and co-captain Mitchell, and then a ball to BJ. With a nice tip to
Lucia Fulton.
Yeah, with a
unfortunately she stepped in the circle. Yeah,
offside call. And that's the thing. I think Lucia Fulton, who's also getting married, is she's always a dog eat dog person. She always keeps going for the ball, no matter what the score is or the line is. She'll always keep going with a nice shot and finish off for Jags.
So now they've got the
another turnover, which is good. It's what you want to see.
Definitely what I want to see.
Yeah.
not sure about
no, not sure what Metro
Jets
want to see. I have noticed that Metro Jets have slacked off a little bit in their circle defence. They're not attacking the ball as much as they were. Their rebound game though is quite strong, and that's one thing that they are really good at.
They seem to be losing, getting a bit undisciplined here.
Yeah,
just
they're not
hitting the
as
ball out
clean.
the hands,
And that is really hard when the ball is coming down quickly as well. As a circle defender myself, when the ball is coming down quickly and you know you've worked so hard to get, that lead shorter. It's really, really hard to stay disciplined.
Yep.
And when your players, you want them to slow the ball down and it doesn't feel like it is being slowed down.
Yep.
You feel like you're lost and you do become undisciplined without meaning to. Goal attack for Jets, shooting and missing.
Big air ball over the top there.
And you could just actually see her head drop.
Yeah, definitely.
Physically there, and I think that's where her players need to really build her up. Wing attack, getting a contact call with...
Yeah, Mez looks to be getting quite frustrated at the physicality that I think Kim Hayden is putting on her.
And Kim Hayden is a
goal defence there.
And she's calling time the goal defence for Jags. And I don't think that was a... I think she got hit in the...
Yeah, she may have got hit in the nose.
Yeah, I think it was a hit in the nose. It looks like it must have been a situation of some sort. Hopefully that will get sorted out soon.
Didn't really give the goal defence an opportunity to get on the
but
court
that's part of the game. Well, with a nice turnover as well.
Definitely.
And that's it.
The end of the quarter.
Wow. 34 to Jags and 25 to Jets.
And I'll pass back over to Tani for some stats.
Alrighty.
Okay. What do you think about that? Yeah, no. It dropped down to 2 goals only in it. So
I know. We pulled away from there in the last second half of that quarter, which was exciting.
Yeah.
BJ on fire, 10 goals straight.
Yay!
So
how awesome.
Yeah, she really lifted her confidence in that last part of the that quarter, which is great to see. Renee coming on obviously provided a bit more of a stronger presence on court, which worked really well. She didn't put up too many shots, but she didn't need to with BJ on fire.
And I think she creates that, like we're saying, that baseline drive as well. And then she also creates that almost like another wing attack role too, where she needs to as well.
Yeah, and that's her strength. She's very good with the ball. She's a very good feeder. She creates that space for BJ, so it works well in there. So looking good now attacking, which is good. I was getting a bit worried at the beginning of that quarter. We're still struggling to convert. I think that's been our issue for most of the game. But
and you work with BJ a lot. Do you think now her confidence is up and that's probably why her shots are going in?
Absolutely. You can tell when she's on fire. You can
she's
tell
on,
when she's got that ball in her hand. I can tell when it's going in and when she's going to miss. And if the play's gone really well, she's usually pretty confident in herself. If she's done a great drive to the baseline or held her body really well, she's on fire.
And what do you think about the Jets? What do you think made them get to that lead where we were only 2 goals up, and then what changed from there?
I think the change was when Scriv came on into that goalkeeper position. She put up some really strong defensive pressure on that goal shooter. She was shooting pretty well until Scriv came on court and shut her down a bit.
That she has a presence, Scriv, in the fact that she's just got that strong build and she creates that pressure a lot of the time that just puts shooters under pressure and they don't know what to do or where to pass when she's in front of them. So
exactly, and she came off that bench firing as well.
She wanted to be on the court.
Yeah, she looked pretty scary out there, so I'm not surprised the goal shooter was a bit put off.
And that's good. That's what we want from our teammates.
Exactly. No, she came on really well. Is it quite interesting though? Both teams have made that mid-quarter defensive change. So we've done it twice now. They did it twice in the first quarter. So not sure what the tactics are behind that, but it's obviously worked for us in that quarter. So let's hope we finish off well.
Really well. Yeah, let's hope so. Thanks, Tani.
Thank you.
And we're back for the final quarter. Well,
so the score at the moment, Jags 34 to Jets 25. So a nice 9-goal lead for Jags, and they're starting here with a centre pass. And a really quick intercept here for Jets. Which
do they have a new goalkeeper on the Jets, or is that the same?
No, it's the same. I think they've got the same lineup.
Yeah, so not many changes.
Yeah, and they've actually
kept everything's the same as the last few seconds of the final quarter, third quarter. Western Jets to Pass off to wing attack, back to the goal attack, mid-range at the top of the circle with a missed goal. And a throw in for
contact
Jags.
call against the Jets goal shooter.
Which I think is quite fair. Yeah. We're going to take everything we can as defenders.
I think the one thing that, you notice Jags lose with their change that they've had in the defence end is missing that drive that Taylor Willis has coming out of defence. She's always there to provide that
nice
drive.
Give to the goal shooter. Yeah. And I think also umpires are more likely to call a held ball when there's only one option and you're only looking at one option. So I think that's something that I think Jags, if I had to give any advice to my teammates, is if there's more than one option, there's going to be more chance to give that ball, and more than one eye to look at, So I think that's something that we need to probably investigate a little bit more. A missed goal and a rebound from the Jets. So they've just turned over our centre pass and converted on theirs. And it's a Jags centre pass now,
which they just lost 2
points. So now it's 34-27 Jags way. They're putting a lot of pressure on in the centre court. So the centre defensive play back to Petrie to the pocket into the centre court play. Luckily, it's a throw in for Jags just inside the circle. Pass to the goal shooter, back to wing attack. Goal attack. Petrie's got such great footwork.
She does.
And she's now in a good close range with a obstruction call for the goalkeeper.
A great rebound.
A great rebound, but a missed shot and a contact call against the goal attack. You see a dip in the Jags.
Unfortunate for Jags. They really needed to come out firing in this quarter, and they've seemed to have dropped the pace a little bit.
So we have a great ball given to the wing attack in the pocket, and then a ball given to the goal attack.
She want to pass it. Yep, she does.
Offside call, which is an advantage, and then a goal shooter pass who misses, and a contact call against. Yeah, I thought so too. Oh, I actually thought it was against Demi, but it's actually against the goalkeeper, and a shot given. So that's another turnover to Jets. Now the score is 34-29 with the Jets centre pass. Now, Jets only lost by 1 point against Tango in the dying few seconds of the last quarter last week. So we hope that this isn't going to be the case for us this week. Yeah, so we hope that it's not a do or die quarter. We hope that for Jags it's going to be a success. But obviously, Jets are going to try and fight. They don't want it to be another loss for them. Well, obviously, Jags want it to be a win for us. So. A nice strong give to BJ.
It's interesting that she's put it down there because I know that the goal shooter for Jags doesn't like the ball down low.
She's practicing with a tennis ball and getting it. Yeah, so to try and make that a move
flat
and make
shot.
that a tactic.
Lucky it was an obstruction call.
And a shot, even though it was flat, still going in. We'll take everything we can get at this moment. And a Jets centre pass given to the wing attack, who actually took it quite deep into the centre third. Given back to the wing defence and back to the wing attack to the goal attack and centre, giving it to the goal shooter. Now Scribner's getting a little bit stuck with her footwork on the goal shooter. I would move to the opposite side.
Standing still, I think.
So just
to keep it moving.
Yeah. So if
back to a 5-goal difference here.
Yep. So if I was on the sideline and not talking, I would be yelling, feet, Scrib, feet.
Oh, definitely.
Because I think she's probably aware you get stuck, and as a player, as a goalkeeper myself, you do just get caught in that. It's another turnover, so
I'm definitely
Jets
struggling
have a throw in.
Keep my mouth shut up here without, getting some sideline coaching.
So Jets have now got a run on, and they've got the ball heading into their goal third with the contact call against the goal defence. The centre now taking the ball, giving it to the goal attack and then to the goal shooter. So Jags have just lost some momentum with Metro Jets taking up some of that momentum. The centre now taking a call for Jags, coming off and giving it to Taylor Willis, who's now going into centre, which is an interesting call. But I think after every time you do have to make a change. Is that correct?
Yeah, definitely. And I think that was actually Rachel's call there.
The
captain,
which is a very big
very
call,
selfless.
but it is selfless, and obviously something needed to change. And Nez having a nice tip, and this is the wing attack still getting the ball for Metro Jets. A contact call against Jags centre Willis coming on.
Now Taylor Willis, yeah.
Yes, and a ball given to the goal shooter. So I think there needs to be some work needing to be done in that circle for the defensive team in Jags, because I think that Metro Jets are getting a little bit of a run on. Jags now getting another turnover.
This
Metro
is quite
Jets.
painful to watch up here, Tamsin.
Metro Jets have got a turnover and are bringing the ball down. And now this is where the pressure needs to begin from Jags if they want to keep themselves in the game. There's now only a 3-goal lead for Jags.
They need a couple quick goals, and they need to hold
Fulter
on
in wing defence,
when they've got the ball. They need to not waste it.
Yep.
It's contact call against wing defence.
And Lucia Fulter taking it for her team, giving it to the wing attack, and then passing it to the goal attack. A contact call for goal defence in the circle, who's taking the shot and gets a nice clean shot. And now it's the Jets centre pass. So this is where, if Jags want to stay in it, really need to start getting a turnover. Centre getting the ball, passing it to the wing attack, back to mid-range to the goal attack, who passed the goal shooter, and the goal shooter taking a shot and getting it. So now it's a one-goal game. So this is a similar game for the Metro Jets as it was for them last week, and something that now Jags need to really pull themselves out.
Heavily into the microphone here.
It's now in Jags' court, and Jags need to try and get this.
They do need to keep this steady, because there's still 8 minutes to go.
And it's a contact call against Metro Jets centre, and the Metro Jets centre has been told as a caution she needs to watch her contact on the circle edge. It's been given to the goal shooter for Jags, BJ, and passed to Petrie, goal attack on the baseline, who goes for the shot and gets it. So it's a 36-34 with a 2-goal lead, and now Metro Jets centre pass, with a centre pass given to goal attacks back to centre, which was a pass given away but then picked up by the Metro Jets, back to the Metro Jets goal shooter in the circle to the centre, back to the shooter. I think the shooter is now coming back into the game.
Definitely been quite dominant in that circle.
And she's getting quite a lot of shots as well. So it's the Jags centre pass now as well. And this is where I think Jags need to just hold their composure if they want to win this game.
And they just need more options to the ball. I think that's one of the biggest things.
Slow. I think that was probably a nice intercept, and probably not the right option too. So I think that's where it comes down to, is experience maybe, and a little bit of holding that ball and waiting for the right option and back up from defenders.
I definitely think though her first 2 seconds was no options, and that's where the bomb came in.
And I think in under pressure situations like this, a lot of teams and a lot of players, they get so scared they don't want to lead that no one ends up leading and providing that option. So Jets are definitely providing a lot more options for each other, and they're playing really well under this pressure. And they just got a goal.
Even game now.
It's now an even game, and Brooke, the wing attack for Jags, has just called a time and is swapping with Mitchell, who was centre, who called a time and is now on a wing attack. So this is an interesting game, and definitely
there's so many changes this game.
There
that's for sure.
There definitely has.
Still 6.5 minutes, so Tamsin.
There definitely is, and so much can happen.
That was a step, yep.
And it was a step. So now this is a turnover where Jags can convert and make a difference and get a 2-goal lead in this. So there's been time called because the ball moved onto the other court.
Yeah, the goal attack there didn't really pass the ball back nice. I thought that might have been advanced down the court. Again, struggling with options.
And
terrible pass.
Yep, struggling with options, and now it's a throw-in for Jets as well. And I think it's just coming down to looking after the ball and valuing the ball as well, and not being afraid of these opportunities and this situation too. Wing attack for Jets having the ball, giving the ball to the goal attack, and that's one thing that is really good about Kimberly, is that she loves these opportunities. She loves pressure opportunities, and she plays really well under them as well.
Yep, absolutely.
So it's the Jets ball near
just
the top.
Under 6 minutes to go.
Near the top of the circle, with a 2-on-1 situation. Not much you can do as a defender, but unluckily a defensive contact call against
Definitely a
Scriv.
frustrating call after the shot's been made when you get that one.
Always as a defender because you think you're clean. 36-37 Metro Jets way, but it's a centre pass for Jags. So if they can convert this, it is still an even
Jets
game.
lead. Is it their first time leading for the game?
Yes, I think it is actually. So Jags need to just hold their composure if they want to stay in this. Petrie getting it and going for a shot and a contact call. It was a missed shot, but luckily a contact call. And a shot, so it's 37 all. Jets centre pass. Wing attack getting the ball with a pass and intercept from Demi in goal defence with a steady call needing to be made. Centre getting the ball back to goal attack, which he needs to chase after. Steadying. Oh, offside without a contact call. Unlucky for Jags centre. Jets take it in the circle back to wing defence, through to the centre in the middle, back to wing attack. Centre, goal attack with a contact call against goal defence. With 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go. 2-on-1, goal attack getting the ball cleanly and a good shot.
Really unlucky there with the obstruction calls, I'd say.
Yes, with the centre pass now, Petrie getting
Definitely
the ball.
struggling for options. It just looks really congested.
Do you know what?
Stationary down there.
Jets are providing a lot of pressure in that third as well, though, and it comes down from their defensive pressure as well as their attacking players coming down and providing that pressure. It's 38 all with 3 minutes and 58 seconds to go.
And a Jets centre pass.
Jets centre pass.
It's really unfortunate for Jags. They've had a couple of intercepts there. And
but
a great intercept by Demi, you thought would have lifted the momentum a little bit there.
With wing attack getting the ball, advantage contact call, goal shooter getting the ball, and a shot. So it's still an even game with the Jags getting the ball, with Metro Jets just one up after that centre pass. Wing attack to goal shooter to Petrie just inside the circle at the pocket with an intercept off of wing attack. Fortunately, you can't wait for a call. You've got to fight for it till the end. With the centre getting it back to the wing defence. Contact call against Demi. She's really fighting, and I think that's really, really awesome to see. And the goal shooter getting it really close under the post.
I definitely think Scriv should have
with it now 38-40, Metro Jets
dominant down there.
2 up.
With 3 minutes to go.
Yes, and a give to the goal shooter from the centre backing off of the circle, giving it back to the wing attack on the circle to the goal shooter. Contact call against the goal defence. Goal attack passing it off to the goal shooter.
This is so painful.
And the goal shooter getting a shot. So now it's 38-41 Jets way with a
Jets centre pass.
Jags centre pass. And that's where you need to give the ball quickly and need to be in it as a team. And I think this really shows the character of a team, no matter whether you win or lose. Goal shooter for Jags getting the ball with a great shot. And this is where, as a team, as the attacking side, they really need to come down and put that pressure, advantage contact for the goal defence. They get a turnover, they're still in it. And baseline covered by Demi, and then a tip from Scriven. And wing attack picking it up, still in play for Jets, and goal shooter getting the ball, passing off to wing attack, back to the goal shooter in her range, and great shot. They're still creating a lot of pressure. Jets just seem to be in their zone at the moment. The score is 39-42, Jags centre pass, contact, wing defence, Jets. With 1 minute and 34 seconds to go, and Jags centre giving it to BJ, the goal shooter.
A contact call against the goalkeeper.
And a shot in, and now 40-42 with the Jets centre pass, and Jets up by 2 goals. And there's a lot of talk. You can definitely hear the voice has risen in the stadium.
And for both teams on the sidelines,
as well.
For Jets to hang on
and for Jags to get that intercept that will change the game. And a contact call against Petrie. And given back to the centre pass, to the wing attack, to the goal shooter. And unfortunately, the goal shooter definitely has picked up in this last quarter, and I think she's definitely lifted for Jets. And it's now a Jags centre pass with 47 seconds to go, and they've stopped time because of the release to the centre player. Back to the goal shooter, to goal attack, to wing attack, to the baseline, to the goal shooter, contact call on goal defence.
30 seconds
and
to go.
A shot with 34 seconds to go, and it's a Jets centre pass. There's a turnover now. 2. We could still get an even score line. Wonderful things have happened in this short amount of time. Centre for Jets has got the ball given to the wing attack.
So Jets just trying to keep possession.
Yeah, and they're being really controlled about it too, to their credit. And they're taking a lot of control.
Oh, that was unlucky.
Contact call against the Jags centre. They're having a lot of
4 seconds to go.
And a good goal from the goal shooter, and the time has been...
No goal was called there by the umpire.
So the final score is 41 to Jags, 43 to Jets, and Jets won that in the last quarter. And they...
Quite unfortunate
so
finish there for Jags.
They became out really composed and were able to convert on their turnovers and keep that
I definitely think the changes that were made in that last quarter were caused a bit of an upset for the Jags.
Yeah, I think sometimes changing too many things can actually spoil the broth, but I think as well the intentions were there, they were good as well, but you know, at the end of the day.
Yeah, so a good result there for the Jets, who fought out hard and kept it, and you know, pulled back a 9-goal turnaround. So,
and that was a great effort on both parts as well. And if you look at where Jags were, you know, so many years ago.
Yep, definitely.
They're doing a lot
better. Not the result they were looking for, but there's a lot of positives to come out of today's game.
Yeah. Kudos to both teams.
Fantastic play! Not just perfect, she's truly perfect.
Took off a couple, he's still going, covered in spiders.
And that is the critical one! There is your championship!
31 seconds!
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.